another exciting episode of the Andre The Beast Crayton Show. Man, I am happy today. The reason why, because I love young people. And not just young people, but young people with a drive to make a difference in not only themselves, but the community, and also, more importantly, understanding the importance of generational wealth. In studio today, we have a young lady that's definitely doing that. I like to call her resilient. She really thought of that word, but I'm going to use it today, resilience. I'd like to welcome to the show the one, the only, Miss Jasmine White.
Hey, Andre.
Hey, what's going on?
Thank you for having me.
Let's get right down to it. Tell the viewers a little bit about Jasmine White before we get into who you really are with the resilience and the generational wealth and everything that you're about to put into this universe.
Well, I love music. I love music and I love love. So I started my company in 2021. I go by Mary Jane's Land Entertainment. And then I'm an independent artist. I release my own music as a solo artist. I've recently put out an album of my own, but I also really enjoy doing cover music. So with that said, I released a cover of a Sade and Alicia Keys song last year, I think. I don't know why 2022 and 2023 are running together for me, but we did a lot.
You did a lot.
Yeah.
So you grew up in Indianapolis, West Side, Pike High School, I take it?
That's right.
When did the music bug hit when you was in high school?
It was before high school. It was junior high. I believe that last year, or my 7th grade year, actually. And the team and I, we produced 3 albums. So
While you was in junior high school?
while I was in junior high going into freshman year, I believe is when we cut all 3.
Really?
Yeah.
How did that even come about? How did you meet these individuals and say, hey, let's come up with an album in the junior high school era?
School programs.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Milton Keys.
So how did you get the individuals to be a part of this? How did you pick these individuals?
He did. Milton did. Founder of Recording Corral, and was just a blessing to kids that wanted to stay after school and have a place and write and produce. I mean, now thinking back, it's like that was a gift from heaven.
Was music part of your household as well? Your mom and dad, your
It was
siblings?
more so movies. I think there was a consciousness about music, but it was just woven into people's personal interests. I don't think it was something that was like, oh, this is the jam all the time, and we would, play back. But movies with my mom and I were like the scoring. That's what I paid most attention to.
Really? How much of movies are now incorporated into what you're trying to do now?
Production in all facets. I mean, you have to wear so many hats. So I definitely want to dabble more.
Which one do you like the most? Production, writing? Which one do you like out of all this?
Freedom. I think that's why I'm here at all. I mean, I enjoy those things, but to have to work at those things is like, I think the saving grace of working at all is like I'm an overachiever, So if there's anything that I'm good at, I wasn't like achieving, a gold medal, but I would have liked to, and so this is where I'm good at.
Give me an example of you doing something that's called overachieving. You're 27 years old, so a lot of people would be like, that's not a large span. So tell the viewers maybe a moment that you did overachieve.
I mean, I think I'm killing it right now. I think 2023 is like I'm killing it a little bit. And so that was because I was very much like putting the pressure on myself when people were trying to talk me down that I was surrounded by. I think if I was in a different environment, I wouldn't feel like I was really doing slam dunking it. But right now we're starting to make an income. We're starting to be able to file, that we're making an income and making a difference. And I can't get enough of that.
You were saying that changing the environment. Explain that because you said it's getting away from the negative and elaborate on that a little bit more.
How so do you mean? I'm sorry.
When you said like getting away from the negativity part of people and certain people may be trying to hold you back and you had to learn to break out of that type of environment. What were some of the negative things that people were trying to say that was holding you back from being successful?
Um, I think it was just the lack in the possibilities.
Hmm.
I just remember there not even being like uh encouragement in school the way I should have been. And it wasn't like my parents didn't care, but I just kind of floated under the radar and just didn't really have, people in my immediate family going to college or saying, hey, let's really try to get you involved in programs that are going to help you with achieving these goals and having the relationships that you need to establish to better yourself and your opportunities. And so it was just kind of like I had to push myself to say, hey, I don't want to just work a 9 to 5 job and do the normal things.
Hmm.
It was difficult.
When you decided what made the challenges easier for you when you go from difficult to now you're doing better. What were some of the things that you had to change to get to the point to where you're at now?
Um, what were things I had to change? I am working at things. I don't know if I've totally changed my methods, but there are things that I don't think are great about my personality or my attitude.
Explain that.
I immediately go to hostile, like hostility, because I have so much passion,
Right,
and I think I sell it as like this calm natured person.
right.
And Mary Jane's Land is about an oasis. It's about this is a getaway where I can be at peace. And I think that I try to give off that essence, but I have a lot of passion, and that's why I can keep going. That's literally what's fueling the consistency.
Mm. How did the name come up?
I think it's old. I think it's been there since like preteens. I think
Really?
my friends and I we were like throwing names around trying to think of our Twitter hangers.
Hmm.
And so everybody kind of had their own, and it just came to me.
Mary Jane.
Yeah, yeah. But the LAND is like it's that kind of segue of like welcome to my world.
Hmm.
Hopefully you can be blessed.
Are people gravitating to your method right now? The younger individuals. Are they
That's
gravitating
a
to
good
your
question.
message?
I think that we definitely affect people of all ages. I mean, I sing ballads, I sing love songs, and so if you're in the mood for it, yeah,
Mm.
slam dunk.
What is your favorite genre as far as music? What do you like performing when you're doing an album? Is it just kind of like you just go with what's what they call trending, or you? I don't believe that from you. I think you just have this aura that whatever pops there, if it seems right and you get a glow, you're going with it.
Georgia Smith is an artist. I like her dynamic a lot. I think she can get away with like the rat a tat, gritty, maybe bluesy type of sound.
Mm.
And for my vocal performance, it's like I'm gonna do what sounds good. I'm trying to look good. I'm trying to stay in my lane. And when I get more training, I definitely want to expand on that.
Elaborate on stay in your lane. What does that actually mean?
You have to identify like your specialness. You just have to just know what works for you and what doesn't, and have an identity. I think when you're bringing up my age and stuff, it's like when you're trying to brand so much, because
Mm-hmm.
it's hard to grasp what the label is and what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
But then you just realize, like, oh, she's just covered a lot of bases. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so trying to brand and understand who I am and what I can market, because I'm here for the money too, is important. And you need to be able to. They always say, like, you need to be able to know who you're marketing to. It's like, okay, I know what's gonna hit, but I know it's gonna have longevity too.
Which is more important?
Both. You have to have a strategy. You have to play off both.
How did you come up with the formula for yourself? Because there's a lot of artists out there trying to either be that overnight sensation, that YouTube sensation, that one hit wonder. How do you put yourself in that category?
Well, I think it's fair to say at 27, I still am the youth. But if I can make an impression on a mature audience, all the better. That's flattering.
Mhm.
Um, but when you mention how do you identify yourself, because 9 times out of 10, whoever hits, if you're hitting quick, you may not have the independence that I aspired to. I wanted independence, I wanted freedom. And if that meant I was going to be the best heart doctor or whatever, like, I just wanted to be able to set my own work schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And that's still my goal now. I work more than I did before. I really pushed for my business, but I know that in the long run, it's going to be worth that investment up front.
You deal with a lot of artists. What are three of the critical components that they suffer with trying to get to that next level that you've noticed?
Probably individuality, uh, independence, and faith. Because sometimes we think we know what we want until we actually get there. And as much as I like just getting on stage and singing, or getting in the studio and singing, I enjoy being a boss too. I enjoy, being behind the camera. Um, so you can show up and get a lot of thrills out, get stimulated and learn. There's a lot of benefit to that, to having variety in your career and in your experiences. And if you're spending a lot of time working, you're not going to be able to experience that. So yeah, I would say individuality, faith, and what did I say? Independence.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because sometimes, like, you can sign up. Like, I'm even nervous now at that point where it's like, if I did get the opportunity to get signed or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it could be a 3-year contract or something, and still within that contract, there's an underlying message saying, oh, you have to work with these people, or you have to do this, or you have to do that. Like, that's when my hands are tied and I'm up against the wall, and I need that control in my life.
What do you tell a young artist when you say you need to control your narrative, your story, your music? And we're dealing with now young artists that are signed to different individuals, different companies, and they pretty much give those creativity and those rights away. What's your take on that? Where they can't really control the driver's seat as much as they want to control it.
Unless you're already in the business, you most likely will have to wait. You'll most likely have to wait, because, like any business, and that's what it is, this is a business, like any business, you'll have to invest in yourself. That takes time. If you don't have a trust fund, if you don't have good credit and you can't take a loan to go towards your business, and you don't have, like, a priority over what do we make a year versus what do we make, upfront cash and things like this, you can't see that far. You don't have the foresight that's necessary to start a business, and you don't have business starting a business. So don't sign. I mean, you've got friends, you've got schooling, where you can put less on the line and still look at it as an investment instead of signing. I know that there's a lot of relationships you can make up front, but I just feel like I'm not, even at 27, with as much as I've done, I'm not wise enough, and I don't even know if like the lawyers in this town are capable of reading over a contract and knowing that like, yeah, the first 3 years are going to go my way, but then the rest of my life is going to be controlled. Like that's a very scary situation to be in. So I recently did another interview with Brothers Pride. What? Oh gosh, I'm totally butchering their name, but Brother Guys podcast. They were like, "Would you sign?" I'm like, I just don't think I even need to. Like, as long as I'm smart with my numbers and my business, I don't see why I can't fund it. I just don't.
What was the reasons that made you decide to actually do your own labeling, your own productions, and so forth? I mean, because you saw all the chaos and the pandemonium that you said, you know, enough is enough. I'm 27, I'm going to do it on my own. What was your reason for just doing your own?
I always had a business mindset from a very young age. And I realized what it took to be a studio artist. So my first goal was like if I could get placements, if I could just get my music listened to on the radio even, like I could make money. But like I said, if I could have been a heart surgeon, if I could have been, you know, a wise woman with all of these gifts, I would have like gone into that and just killed it. But this is what I feel like I'm good at and it's working. I'm gonna do what works.
What does your company bring to the new artists that you're, um, with all the work that you're doing? What kind of services do you provide for the up and coming artists?
Well, with my media arts, I had my goal was to set out and at least achieve an associate's for my own ego, but I learned a lot of skill sets with just getting a certification, and I've been very blessed to just see aspects of business in terms of the fundamentals when you're trying to build simple things, whether it's web design or creating your own logo, having control over your marketing material, and making sure everything is industry standard and knowing what steps to take. Um, that's that's the strength. What? So I want to make sure I'm not losing you in the question. Reiterate the question for me.
No, you're not. I was saying, what is your company?
What do we bring?
Yeah, what do you bring to the new artists?
So, if you look over the trajectory, I think I'm saying that right, of my career, I have been pretty much the sole producer, executive producer of my projects. So I guess I would consider myself the project manager over the company in terms of building your visuals and providing booking opportunities, and making sure that you are collecting as the artist properly through your royalties. Um, but as far as writing, I think when you're taking on a label, they're able to provide to you their artists. They're able to say, hey, work with these artists, work with these producers. Um, I can recommend you to studios. This is all based off of my experience, literally as a studio artist, and then now going into booking myself, and also knowing the expenses, so that you don't kind of crap the bed and not make any money. But I don't know. I mean, I think right now I can just kind of be a bit of a mentor. I don't know if I'm ready to sign an artist, um, because I have so much on my plate, just managing myself.
When you say, how do you know you're not ready for an artist? What doubts are you feeling right now that would allow you to say that?
Because I'm working full time as a server right now. So my goal with these bookings is to free up my time. Like if that can compensate my income, and I can go, you know, and say, hey, I'm worth 100 and something an hour. I'm worth $200, $300 an hour. I mean, that's a week's pay. So that was always in my foresight. And now we're like creeping towards that, and I'm like, oh, thank God it's paying off.
How can the viewers reach out to you? And what, let me go back before we answer that question. What can the viewers do to help you reach your goals and your dreams?
Um,
What call for action can we expect?
I I think that Facebook is a great way to keep track of anything new going on. Facebook's probably the first place I go to because it's got that variety platform where you can like post a message, post a picture, post a video. Um, and so we've got two accounts. One is just my Jasmine White account, and then the other is my Mary Jane's Land music publishing, entertainment music publishing account. So I would follow those two, and then we're expanding every day. So just really keep an eye out because you don't know if it's going to be a music video, you don't know if it's going to be a song release, you don't know if it's going to be something with somebody like Andre.
That sounds like a winner to me. Um, Leave the viewers with something positive. You're 27 years old. I know I hype on that, but you got a whole future ahead of you. Leave the viewers with something that you live by every day.
Um, Advocate for your financial literacy. Identify your spiritual gifts, and I hope that brings purpose to your life.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Crayton Show.